This studio space that I'm in now is a lot different to my first home studio setup. First of all, it was in a kitchen, so you can imagine it wasn't practical. People coming in to make tea, cook food, which was distracting, especially when I'm trying to create. I'm in the flow state, I'm trying to do work and create, and it's just not happening. So as the family grew, got a new house, moved to a new house, I was hoping for a space that I would be able to make into a studio. So when we got here, there was a utility room, small, but I knew it would work for a home studio setup. It's a nice space that I can call my own, and I can just go away and create. So my space now is minimal. It's how I like it. It works for what I do. Mixing, mastering, occasionally recording artists and recording YouTube videos. So my first setup, I had like more or less the same thing, bit of worktop, couple of legs to hold it up. But for some reason back then I liked everything to be dark. So the worktop was dark, I had dark speaker stands and a black chair. As time's gone on, I've progressed, mindset's changed. I didn't want it to be too dark, and I realized I wanted my space to be tranquil, inspirational, and a nice place to just be for at least 10 to 12 hours a day. So that's how much time I spend in it. So I made a few upgrades since then, and I just want to go through and show you, give you a bit of inspiration or some ideas for you to draw from. And also, I know I'm going to be making some upgrades, so I can look back on this video and see how far I've come, because that's the only time you should be looking back in life, is to see how far you've come. Alright, enough of the philosophical stuff. I need a cup of tea. Grab myself a cup of tea, get yourself a tea if that's what you like, and let's talk about my studio for 2022. That's better. Tea. I absolutely love tea. I drink so much of it throughout the day. Anyway, enough of that. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is my desk. It's all IKEA. I made a video on that showing exactly the different parts that I've used. If you want to go and check that out after you've watched this video, feel free to do that. So you can set up your own desk. On the desk, I've got the main hub, which is the iMac 2015 model, which means it won't support Logic Pro X 10.7. So I'm running 10.6.3, which is enough for what I need to do right now. Eventually I will upgrade and I'll do another video then. So the iMac is the central hub. It's got decent amount of RAM in there. So I've installed 24 gigs of RAM. The hard drive space is 1 terabyte, which is a good size. I've also got some external hard drives for my samples and projects that I've been working on, and also a backup hard drive as well, so to back everything up. If you don't back up your data, you're gonna run into problems, and I've learned this the hard way, so that's why I've got all these other external hard drives. In total, 5. So in total, I've got 10 terabytes of hard drive space. So instead of having my external hard drives on the actual desk, I've got a little shelf underneath that the external hard drives sit on, which makes the desk more minimalistic, less clutter on the desk. So I'm not really feeling clutter. There are times when I'm busy working and I've got post-it notes all over the desk, and it does get a bit cluttered, a bit full, but majority of the time I like it to be clutter-free. So moving on, we've got the monitors, got the KRK VXT60s. I've had them since 2008, still doing an amazing job, still sound good, and they're sitting on some isolation pads to stop the vibrations from the monitor onto the shelf, which are really cool. Then we've got the slide out tray for the MIDI keyboard. Also got a video on that. If you want to check that out, see how I built it, you can build your own if that's something you're interested in. It just makes everything neat, and tidy, so I can just, when I'm not using it, I can just push it back in and it just makes it look a lot cleaner. So going back to the iMac, I'm using the Mighty Mouse, which I absolutely love. I've tried the trackpad, hated it. You might like it, I don't. Couldn't get on with it at all, send that straight back. For my hard drives and iLock keys, I'm using Cerulean, I think it's called, hub, USB hub, so everything just goes through that, keeps it all in one place, which is a nice feature to keep everything tidy. Got the desk chair, nice white desk chair to fit in with the rest of the room. It's not the biggest chair, it doesn't need to be, it does exactly what it needs to do, comfortable as well. So the audio interface that I'm using is an Apollo Twin Duo, where all my sound runs through. This is my digital to audio converter, amazing piece of kit, comes with some amazing plugins, quite pricey in the plugins but good quality, and that's what my monitors are plugged into. Also my XLR cables for my microphone, got a couple of microphones, some been sent for me to review, but my favorite or my go-to is the Aston Origin, which I love using for artists when they come to record. And what I've done just lately, I've took down the microphone. Before it was always up, but I've took it down now, and when artists do come to record, I just have to set it up again. And I feel like since I've done that, it just makes it seem a bit more, feels like it's more roomy in it, and I like that. It feels like an actual control room, mixing room. So then I've got my headphone hangers to put all my headphones on. Again, that just gives space on the desk instead of having them on the desk. I was gonna get a headphone stand, but I didn't really want that. I just wanted everything to be just out of the way, like I said, clutter-free. I also got some cables on there as well. The headphones I'm using are Audio Technicas. I upgraded to the white ones, the 8THM50X, which I use for when I'm mixing, and when artists come, they can use the black ones because they're a little bit older, but we're not going to tell them that. I mean, they can see that they're older, but yeah, it just makes more sense for me to use the white ones and let the artists use the black ones. So for the acoustic treatment, I built my panels. A good friend of mine told me which material to get, which breathable material to get. I think it was, can't remember the name of it, begins with C. that helps. But yeah, it's a breathable material, so if you're thinking of doing that, just make sure that the material is breathable, that you can breathe through it. And yeah, I'm going to do a whole video on that, showing you exactly how I built them. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure you subscribe so that you'll get notified when I drop that video, plus others. So I've got these, the ones that I made, and I've also got some foam acoustic treatment. It's not the best. It does dampen the sound a little bit, but it's not the greatest. It looks cool, but yeah, like I said, it's not the greatest. If you can get some heavy duty stuff to really deal with your acoustic treatment. If you can get professional in, I'm not professional. I went to college and uni, learned a bit about it, still learning about it, but how I've got it done, it sounds okay in there and it works. And my mixes are translating, which is the main thing. One of the main reasons for having acoustic treatment. All the equipment that I'm talking about, I'm telling you about, will be linked in the description below. So just check it out there. They are affiliate links, but they're not going to cost you any extra. It just helps me continue to run my business and continue to bring you YouTube videos. So the white diffuser from Tommen adds a lovely touch in the studio. It got two different colors, white or black. I decided to go for the white because I felt it would tie in more with everything else that I have in the studio. I think it's cool for what it does. If you want to get technical in diffusers, then you're going to have to go and dealing with that. Then look for a professional to build you one, and who knows all the maths and whatnot for your room. But if you're just looking for something that looks good, going to scatter the sound a little bit more if your room is really dead, then it's cool. Again, the link to that will be in the description box. So my MIDI keyboard is an upgrade from, I think I was using the Novation 49 keys or something like that. Upgraded to the Arturia Keylab Essential, which is amazing. Absolutely love it. It comes with analog 4, which has got a whole heap of sounds in there, which I use in my productions all the time, and I absolutely love the piano from that as well. So then we've got the strip lights, which adds a nice touch to the studio, easily controlled by the remotes that it comes with. When I first started to put lights in it, I used lights from IKEA, and their strip lights are a little bit different and a little bit more expensive. They come in like a strip, plastic strip. If you wanted to make them longer, you have to connect the two, whereas the lights that I've got around the ceiling and under the desk is actual strip lights that you can just stick onto a surface. But the only thing with these, they don't come in the plastic. You can buy plastic to put over them, so it looks more streamlined instead of just being like dots that you can see blatantly on your wall or your ceiling. But they look cool at night especially, and you can just change them up depending on your mood. You can switch the colors and bring a nice ambiance to my studio, to your studio, if that's something that you're looking to get. So one of the other things, it seems small, but it feels like it's major, is cable tie these. The way that I had it before, it was a complete mess. But these cable ties from Amazon, amazing. I love them. I've had ones before where it's plastic and you have to kind of get the wires in, and I don't know if you've seen them before, but it's like the grey plastic. I don't really like them. This one here, it's soft. It's got Velcro in it and it's quite wide as well, so it feels like, well, you can get a decent amount of wires in there, and the Velcro is strong as well. So for me, that was one of the big things in the studio. It sounds silly, but it just makes everything more neat. And the lights that I use for when I'm recording YouTube videos are Fosseton LED lights. Amazing, strong, bright. You can change the settings, you can make it lighter, darker, have a nice little hue in it, or you can have it brilliant white. But they're perfect for what I do. I've also got a couple of small stands that I can, well, desktop stands that I can use as well. So sometimes when I'm doing videos like this, for example, I can use the smaller stands so that I can get some light on myself. And it does make a difference for your videos. I feel it does anyway. I appreciate you getting this far into the video. Be sure to hit that like button. That way YouTube will think it's a decent video and I can reach more people and I can grow the channel and all of that good stuff. If you want to know exactly what I used to make my desk, then watch the next video. Appreciate your time, peeps, and I'll see you in the next video.